The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.
Hello and welcome to another edition of The Dogs. We're here at Wimbledon for the Racing Post Juvenile Championship. It's the first major race of the 2006 Greyhound calendar, and we've all the action from a cracking card. Also on the programme, we talk to the man behind a new track at WALLYFORD in Scotland. There's 3 semi-finals of the Coronation Cup at Romford, and we'll try and point you in the direction of the winner of Friday's final. Plus there's 6 heats of the Tony Campbell Birmingham Cup at Perry Bar.
But we start at Wimbledon for the Racing Post Juvenile Championship. On a cold but dry night, there were some interesting performers on the supporting card, including Lady Minstrel in the marathon.
Around the second last bend, it's Lady Minstrel, a name to conjure with the TV trophy later in the year. Lady Minstrel has hacked up here. Droopy Zephyr doing good late work in the end to take second place, and it's a photo for third.
A first open race winner for Sittingbourne trainer Tony Collette since taking over from partner Cheryl Miller, and a real TV trophy prospect. Black Magic Guy represented Mark Wallace and was to prove too good for St Ledger heroine Greenacre Lynn.
It's for Black Magic Guy, leading here by 2.5 lengths still from Greenacre Lynn, trying to close upon Black Magic Guy as they come down also second last bend. Then comes Didchi and North Sally, then after these comes Droopy's Teddy. They come round the final bend, and Black Magic Guy, who led at the first bend, has gone on to score here for trainer Mark Wallace. Black Magic Guy the winner from 3, Greenacre Lynn.
A fine performance from Black Magic Guy, who clocked a quick calculated 40.95 and definitely looks one to follow in 2006. And so on to the main event of the night, and Charlie Lister's Zigzag Duchy was the uneasy favourite. Mark Wallace's Fear Assassin came in for support, but it was the outsider, Droopy's Lamassie, who sprung a surprise.
Here comes the hare. We're off, and Fear Assassin misses the break in 6. Droopy's Lamassie, what a start from her. She's leading up early here from 2. Zigzag Duchy, after these comes 3. Maximum Respect as they head down the far side. Droopy's Lamassie leading. Fear Assassin moves up into 2nd. Zigzag Duchy has just moved up into 3rd, but an awful amount of work to do. Droopy's Lamassie could be the sharp winner of the Racing Post Juvenile Championship. She's still out in front. She's running a bit wide. Fear Assassin bumps into Zigzag Duchy, but Droopy's Lamassie wins. What a shot for the Racing Post Juvenile Championship.
What a start from Droopy's Lamassie, a 380 sectional, helped by the fact that Fear Assassin, the other pacemaker, was slowly out of the traps from trap 5. Trouble at the back as Ronnie's Champion bumped into Kennel Companion Go Commando, and of course Zigzag Duchy being held up slightly by Maximum Respect. But let's take nothing away from Steve Dimmick's bitch, who adds a prestigious title to the William Hill Puppy Derby she won last year at odds of 12-1. Ignore her at your peril.
The Dogs' cameras have been up to Wallyford in East Lothian to meet Howard Wallace as he prepares to build the first new track in Scotland for over 50 years. There were many who thought Victory Lane would never get further than the architect's plans, but the steel work is now up and work is progressing.
Nothing happens quickly in the UK at all, I'm afraid, and it's something that was very much out of our control, but we're in control now, and that's the difference. We can now make great speed in what we're trying to do, whereas before there was always another hurdle to jump, and it was always a contentious issue about planning most of the time. But having said that, and this is very important for me to emphasise, East Lothian Council, both planners and the elected members, have been very, very supportive of what I'm trying to do at Wallyford. They recognise that it's important to the county economically, and it's important to the regeneration of Wallyford itself. But yeah, it's all down to red tape, really.
But there's absolutely no doubt about the project now.
Oh, absolutely none. None whatsoever. No. You don't spend in excess of £2 million and leave it as it is. No, not at all. We've got big plans for Wallyford, and the racetrack is part of those plans.
As we were filming, parts of the drainage system were being delivered, and the surrounding houses, all part of a major redevelopment of the area, were proceeding at a rate of knots. Victory Lane is going to be worth the wait, with a state-of-the-art grandstand and a superb galloping circuit based on the track at Albion Park in Brisbane, Australia.
The track internally will hold about 2,000 people, and hopefully we can fill that track. The top deck will take 470 corporate diners. The middle tier will take in excess of 500 diners, formal and family for fast foods. And then the remainder of the balance will be on the ground floor, which is close between 900 and 1,000 people coming into the ground floor. And then they'll exit onto a lovely terraced area that can take up to 3,000 people, which means that the stadium can be used for things other than just greyhound racing.
It sounds a truly exciting development, but with all the planning delays, when does Howard believe the track will be ready for business?
I'm very hopeful the track will be open in the summer of 2006. It'll definitely be opened in 2006. I've heard one or two people talking about 2007, but that's absolute nonsense. It's never been said by me. And 2006 will be the time when the track will open, and we think it will be in the summer of 2006.
And you've committed quite a lot of money to this project.
A large amount of money. The concept and the project itself is very much funded by what you see up there today with the housing and in the future the business park too. And there'll be other developments such as hotels and so forth. And that is what's funding the Greyhound project.
So what about the man himself? Well, unlike many promoters, he's been involved with all levels of the sport.
I was quite fortunate that I had a wee bit of grey matter in my head and managed to do quite well, and held a trainer's licence. I've bred greyhounds, I've had stud dogs, brood bitches. I've done it all really with a great passion, and what this now does for me is to, I think, create the model that I would like to see in the UK for greyhound racing. And I'm not driven by profit, I'm not driven by shareholders of PLCs demanding profits for dividends. This is driven for the greyhound, particularly for itself and for the welfare of the racing greyhound. I'm hopeful we're just kicking off the regeneration, not of just this part of East Lothian economically, but in a greyhound terms, we're regenerating greyhound racing in Scotland.
Now on to Romford for the Tony Williams Coronation Cup, the first semi-final, and what a heat this was, with Driving Up Rob and Westmead Swift both sent off at 5-2. Other heat winners in the race included Fear Rebel and Tin Opener. And away they go, and 4 breaks fast here. Westmead Swift, pace though coming up on the inside, Driving Up Rob and 1 Tin Opener. It's getting a little bit crowded there, and Tin Opener goes on. Tin Opener ahead of 2, Driving Up Rob. After these comes Westmead Swift, forced out wide, improving after a slow start and barging its way through. There is 3, Springwood Spark. So head down the far side, Tin Opener by 4 lengths from Springwood Spark. A break back to 5, Fear Rebel is kept out wide throughout as they come round the second last bend, and Springwood Spark was forced to check. Tin Opener a bit more breathing space, but no, Springwood Spark is much too strong. Springwood Spark goes on to win from Tin Opener and Fear Rebel in third. On to the second semi-final. DABREEN was made the favourite but was weak in the market as the local punters went for Samadon Magic in Trap 1, trained by Peter Payne, back down to 7-2. Joe Bio was also a 7-2 chance. Away they go. What a start from DABREEN, already a length up as they race up towards the first bend. 4, Grey Fox chip off in chase. There's trouble on the inside. Samadon Magic was badly hampered. Red Deck Rules was slowly away, and Joe Bio also involved in the bother. Meantime up front, DABREEN for Ernie Gaskin, leading here by 2.5 lengths. Grey Fox chip is chasing hard as they head down the far side. After these comes Pacey Macy. They're entering the second last bend, and DABREEN with a 4-length advantage at the moment over Grey Fox chip, that's trying to whittle away at the lead. Then comes Pacey Macy. They come off the final bend. DABREEN is in search of the line. DABREEN's going to hang on by a length in the end from Grey Fox chip, and back in third was Pacey Macy. Third semi-final, and Black Miss Boy was the 6-4 favourite for Jim Reynolds. Had won the heat, beating Joe Bio, and had won a trial stakes race beforehand as well in good form. Second favourite was Jill's Fault in Trap 1. Away they go. Quick start there from 5, Joe's Hill, but better pace coming now from 3. Black Miss Boy goes on from playing the fool in 4. Out wide there is 5, Joe's Hill. Trying to make some progress on the inside is Jill's Fault as they go past the judges' box, and at the moment the favourites in front. Black Miss Boy leading here by a length and a half over 4. In second place, playing the fool. Trying to improve into third is Joe's Hill as they hit the back stretch. There's nothing between the two pace setters. Look at the pace of Joe's Hill around the outside. It comes steaming through, and Patsy Cusack's Joe's Hill is out in front. 4 playing the fool is coming again as they come off the final bend. Joe's Hill playing the fool. Joe's Hill just from playing the fool back in third, Our Ocean. Favourite for the Tony Williams Coronation Cup final on Friday is DABREEN. 11-8 is the biggest price around at the moment. Tin opener in trap 1 is at 3-1 second best. Well, we've got a new item for you. It's the Dog's Deducer. We're going to try and help you pinpoint the winner of the Tony Williams Coronation Cup. There are 5 categories. We start with early pace, and of course trap 4, DABREEN, who broke so well from trap 5 in the semi-finals, shows blistering early pace. He gets maximum points in the early pace department, just ahead of Tin Opener. On staying ability, well then we're looking at the likes of Springwood Spark and Joe's Hill, who are really strong in the second half of the race. The best recent time category goes to DABREEN for Ernie Gaskin, but trap draw, surely Tin Opener in trap 1, the slow starting Springwood Spark gets maximum 5 points. It has to be said it would be best if both the wide seeds were reversed. Joe's Hill, you can see here from trap 5, does keep out quite wide, although a little bit outpaced at the bend. Improvement, again it's the young pup in trap 2, Springwood Spark, who's coming on a bundle at the moment for trainer John Mullins. So at the end of our 5 categories, Tin Opener and Springwood Spark tie with 17 points, but we believe that the draw is all important. So Tin Opener is our selection, with the danger being Springwood Spark.
Coming up in part 2, we're at Perry Bar for the first round heats of the Birmingham Cup. Welcome back to part 2 and a visit to one of the country's best appointed tracks, Perry Bar in Birmingham, for the heats of the Tony Campbell Birmingham Cup. Heat 1 featured plenty of local interest, courtesy of Lynn Johnson's Kingsmill again in trap 2, who went off 2-1 favourite ahead of Penny's Axis and Special Deal, 2 dogs with growing reputations.
And we're off and running, and what a start from Kingsmill again for the locals. 2's out in front then from 5, moving up into second. Penny's Axis after a slow start. That's from the outside, a Special Deal in 4. There comes 1, Born Again in 6, Delwood Tammy. She's just ahead of 3, Oh My Nerves. They go down the far side, and now 2, Kingsmill again finds 5. Penny's Axis on the outside, and that one quickens up nicely. It's Penny's Axis going on from Kingsmill again. A break back to Special Deal as they come off the final bend. Penny's Axis in front. Kingsmill again comes again. It's tight just. Penny's Axis from Kingsmill again.
It's only his second time round. He run well in. He run all right last week, but he needed a look around, and thought tonight he'd go well. Fancied him a bit.
Heat 2 saw a short price favourite in trap 4, Conspiracy Seb, trained by Martin Burt. Carl Vey in trap 2 was second in at 2-1, and once again the first 3 qualifying for the semi-finals.
Away we go, and a great start from Conspiracy Seb out quick here. 6 Business Leader is rushing up. 1 Knock Even Can moves off at the turn there and hampers 3 McNabb's Boy in the process 2. Carl Vey improves up into third as they head down the far side. It's Martin Burt. Conspiracy Seb with a lead of 3 lengths over 6. Business Leader in second. A good of 5 lengths back then to Carl Vey in third. They come round the final bend, and Conspiracy Seb saving ground there, and that final turn is going to win here by a comfortable margin of 3 lengths over 6. Business Leader and Carl Vey kept on for third.
He seems to break better farther out. I prefer him against the rails, but he has been trapping well out of 3 and 4 when he's drawed outside. He's come out the boxes okay, so he can do no more than he's done tonight. He's flew out and gone round in front, so I'm happy enough.
Chances for outright glory here?
If he carries on running as well as he is now, why not? We should be doing our best anyway. I think he's got a good chance. I mean, obviously there's good greyhounds in it, a lot of good greyhounds in it, but you ain't come to get beat, have you?
Here's Pennyworth, last year's Birmingham Cup runner-up, who began his attempt to go one better in Heat 3. Richard Baker's dog ran out of trap 2. He went off a 9-4 favourite ahead of Belinda's Company in trap 4 and FARLOE Zach in trap 1.
So here comes the hare for the third heat of the Tony Campbell Birmingham Cup, and they're away, and what a start there from 3 Emerging Force. Out in front early from Belinda's Company, now trying to rush through into second. A bit of a bump for Pennyworth on the bend from trap 1 FARLOE Zach as they head down the far side, and 3 Emerging Force by half length here from 4 Belinda's Company. FARLOE Zach tucked in behind, and then comes 2 Pennyworth, and this quartet are away from the others as they come around the final bend, and 3 Emerging Force leading. FARLOE Zach is trying to find an opening on the inside. Up towards the line they go. FARLOE Zach prevails by half a length from Emerging Force in second and Pennyworth in third.
I thought going at the back of the third bend and getting a bit close, and then as the swung off the last bend, he come through nicely. Quite pleased.
Trap 1 the key for him?
Yes, always yes. Yes.
And overall chances in the competition, do you think?
Tickets it comes.
It was yet another busy Friday at Perry Bar. The GRA-owned track has undergone a real transformation and has proved attractive to boys and girls on a night out. It's all a far cry from over 12 months ago, with the finishing touches required and a new general manager at the helm.
It's been really good, really promising. Business is really picking up. People are liking the new facilities. Fantastic restaurant, 500 seats. So it looks amazing, especially with the plasma screens. It's really good.
And busy again tonight?
Yeah, not too bad tonight. Been in the beginning of January, picking up nicely now. Getting into full swing with everything now. Now that we've got rid of Christmas, good Christmas period, which is really good.
So a big GRA investment in Perry Bar. Any more improvements to come?
Yes, coming up we've got the terracing. We've now had permission to get the terracing sorted. Being a flat track, the viewing is not very good track side. So we've put in 3 steps in. Okay, it's not very big, they're not many steps, but there are quite wide steps, and we're hoping that'll give some good viewing for everybody.
Canimar won last year's Birmingham Cup for Charlie Lister and owner Larry O'Rourke. He was back again to defend his title, running from trap 1 in heat 4, where Charlie was represented also by Ninja Blue and Velvet Rebel. Favourite though was trap 5, Shelbourne Nina.
Here comes the hare. Round they're off and racing up towards the first bend. Dunbar in 3 breaks fast. Here comes Shelbourne Nina laying it down around the first bend. Oh, she gets across there as 3 Dunbar had to check out wide. 1 Canimar improves. After these come 6 Velvet Rebel as they head down the far side, and Shelbourne Nina leading by a comfortable margin of 2.5 lengths. Velvet Rebel trying to come on the inside of Dunbar. A 1 Canimar had to check back slightly as they come round the final bend. Shelbourne Nina, she leads off the final turn. She's getting a little bit tired, but she lasts home by 2 lengths in the end from Velvet Rebel and Canimar.
Shelbourne Nina back to form in heat 4, and although moving wide into the first bend, the kennel feeling that she doesn't necessarily need 6.
2 of her best runs in the Derby last year was out of 3 and 4. She won out of 3 and 4 in the heats of the Derby. So no, she didn't have to have them. The middle will do her. I don't think she wants the rails, but you know, anything from 4 outwards will do her fine.
On paper, heat 5 looked a match between Charlie Lister's trap 1 runner FARLOE Focus and Panther Patrol running out of trap 2, making his British debut with some decent Irish form under his belt.
Now we're racing and running up towards the first bend. Good start, FARLOE Focus on the inside there. Slightly squeezing up Panther Patrol on the run up towards the first bend. 4 took a knock. Breeze Hill Boss from 3 Hollywood King. Outpace Rock Mount Magic towards the rear. Also Tango Princess. They go down the far side. Out very wide at the moment is FARLOE Focus, pressed by Panther Patrol. After these comes Hollywood King. They go round the third bend. FARLOE Focus with an advantage of half a length. But here comes Panther Patrol. This new recruit takes over. It's going to be one for the locals. Panther Patrol wins. FARLOE Focus second. Breeze Hill Boss running on into third.
Kirsty, been on the unknown quantity. This dog's just come here with trial form.
Yes, he has. He's gone very well in his trials. We're quite pleased with him. We were hoping he'd perform well tonight.
And good the way he picked up Charlie's dog in front.
Yes, we was just hoping he'd qualify. I wasn't really expecting him to win. I was just hoping he'd qualify. So I'm quite pleased. Very pleased.
RIEN produced 1 or 2 storming runs in 2005, playing his part in helping Mark Wallace become champion trainer. He went off a hot favourite to win the final heat, ahead of Lambstown Blue in trap 5 and the Oaks third Urban Classic.
Final heat, heat 6. And we're off, and what a start from 3, Greyfriars Fancy. Pinged out in front, 6 though, RIEN making up good progress now. The jolly old favourite, there was congestion on the inside. Urban Classic got a real rough ride. As they head down the far side, and 6, RIEN out in front. Look at the pace from 5, Lambstown Blue hurtling up into second place at the second last bend. 3, Greyfriars Fancy now backpedaling, then comes 2, Knock Even again. They're around the final bend, and RIEN for Mark Wallace is going to land the spoils here. Lambstown Blue in second, and Greyfriars Fancy held on for third.
The makeup of the race suited him, you know, with the 5 was bound to go towards the rails, but I thought if he could show his early and get to the bend in a reasonable position, which he did, you know, I thought he'd do it nicely, and that's the case, you know. He should come on from that as well, and I mean, if he's going to be a contender, he had to do that tonight, to be honest, and I thought he'd done it well.
Birmingham Cup sponsor Tony Campbell was represented on the night by Johnny Jag, who impressed him most from the heats.
RIEN, he was awesome. I fancied him. I seen him trial before racing last week, and he trialled well. But I think another look at the track, I think they've got a run to beat him. And there's the big Shelbourne Nina. I mean, she's run awesome again tonight. It's between them two, I think. The new track dog, Panther Patrol, run very, very well. But the only trouble is he just lacks half a yard to the corner, and he's a tight railer, and I don't know whether he'll go around the dog. I don't know, but he's a very, very pacey dog. And if he turns second dog just behind RIEN or Shelbourne Nina, I'll tell you what, he'd be some race.
Looking ahead to Thursday's semi-final, the first semi-final, all eyes on trap 6, Shelbourne Nina, although heat winner Conspiracy Seb will have his supporters from the red jacket. There's a real sense of deja vu in the second semi-final, with last year's winner and second, Canimar and Pennyworth, going head-to-head once again, although Penny's Axis has a peach of a draw in 6. The third semi-final, by far the toughest of the 3, with RIEN in trap 6 and Panther Patrol running out of trap 2. And remember, with all the semi-finals, just the first 2 qualify. The responsibility for this week's charity bet falls to Richard Harkness, Ladbrokes Greyhound odds compiler. Who does Richard fancy in the Birmingham Cup?
There's 3 semi-finals, 18 semi-finalists, 7 of those are wide seats. Looking at the first semi-final, Shelbourne Nina in the first semi-final makes most appeal. There's a very good draw in trap 6, lots of early pace on the rails, and she could take advantage of any crowding on the inside. She looks the one for the charity bet for us, £50 with Ladbrokes at 4-1. Looking at the other semi-finals, the dangers, Penny's Axis in the second semi-final, and in the third semi-final, again, another wide runner, RIEN, who will be favourite at this stage. But that looks a trickier race than the first semi-final, so it's Shelbourne Nina for us.
And the semi-finals of the Tony Campbell Birmingham Cup take place this Thursday. Friday, and the highlight is the Tony Williams Coronation Cup final at Romford, whilst on Saturday there are opens at Shawfield, Sheffield and Walthamstow, including the heats of the Pepsi-Cola Marathon. Sunday sees opens at Coventry and Rye House, and on Monday there's opens at Romford, Henlow and Nottingham, who feature the semi-finals of the Carling Futurity Cup. For more information and results, click on to thedogs.co.uk. Next week there's live racing from Sunderland on Sky Sports, featuring the William Hill Gold Cup final. Join us then.
The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.